So what we need to here understand is that Talib-e-Haq is a sensitive person, regular and sensitive, inwardly, analysis inwardly. And he isn't something that happens automatically. It becomes like this. If he touches something, for example, if he's doing an action, it may not even be a sin, but he will consider, I don't want to give pain or difficulty to somebody. I don't want to carry out something wrong. And this is the sign of the Talib-e-Haq, that this is a cure from hadith. This is a sunnah action which I want to implement to cure my illness. And this is the sunnah hadith Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the water that a mu'min has already drank, and if there's some left over and you give it to somebody else, then that is shifa, the water. So leftover water of a mu'min, if it's given to drink to the other person who's ill, pride. When the discussion starts on a general point which has no benefit to us long term, remember this point number one, the opposing party will not listen, who you're trying to convince, and you are not going to agree also, because you're not discussing a point to come to agreement on. So that person will stay staunch on his point and you will stay staunch in your opinion, because the discussing parties are trying to prove each other, I am right, you're wrong, or you're wrong and I'm right, etc. And this is called a debate, unnecessary waste of time, and there's no good conclusion. One point, a person may say, I'm giving tabligh, I'm explaining to this person. There's no need to explain to another person anything. This is dispute, quarrel and debate. And this is not the style to explain to someone. Just mind your own business. Mind your own business. If you want to explain to each other and help each other, the person who wants to understand, he will understand. If he comes to you and says, can you tell me, for example, how is dhikr? How do I do dhikr? I have a desire, I want to do dhikr. So he has the talab, he has the desire, the request. Then you reply to that person, you give the safat, the qualities, the fadail. That's a different matter. If someone says, no, this isn't right, you say, no, how can you say this ain't right? I'm telling you I'm right, you are wrong. Then is this tabligh? You have daleel and he has daleel, and this is something we need to refrain from clearly. So close the door on religious debate and quarrels and arguments. Yeah, even if you know you're right, don't become arrogant and try to force your point through. If the person is doing wrong, fair enough. If he wants to know, tabligh is necessary for that person who has a demand, a desire, a request that please, I want to improve. Indeed, it is a loss. So when a person enters into bahs, into disputes or quarrels, then he enters into various sins. He starts with a good sense, maybe a good thought, then he starts to get angry, then backbiting, and then swearing, looking down at others, lying, and sometimes, astaghfirullah, the wrong hadith are presented. You'll say, this is a hadith. No, this is not a hadith. And this is a hadith I've heard. The Prophet ﷺ said this. No daleel, a person makes it up from his own tongue. He starts to say such statements to back up his argument that he starts to say false things straight away. Remember, the pious elders have stated that the Talib-e-Haq doesn't have the time to dispute and quarrel with others. But these are the tests that come in life. Wherever you see that there's a quarrel or an argument in home, in the family, outside, religious, political, friends, associates, colleagues, a small point comes out. Is this person good, that person good? What's your thought? What's your opinion? Stop there straight away. First cure is this. First cure is this. Don't enter into the debate, discussion. Rather, slip out of that environment. When you see a debate, a quarrel, a dispute, then depart from that environment or that scenario. And if you can't, then stay silent. Let that person say what he wants or what she wants. If that person thinks he's right or she's right, even if I know they are wrong, whatever, your heart says, no, he thinks she's right, she thinks she's right, or he thinks he's right, and I know the answer, and I can convince. Totally don't admit, don't say anything, stay silent. Let that person continue to push forward his or her opinion in the wrong way. And observe silence at that time. So first thing, if you can, is leave that gathering. If you can't leave that gathering, then observe silence. It's better. It's better. And third cure is that rather than enter into debate and quarrel and dispute, and rather than doing that, there's a more beneficial thing, which is to send the salat al-Nabi on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to recite Durood Sharif. What should you do? Recite Durood Sharif.